Car Games, episode 27, and in this episode I'm going to show you all the games that I bought since last time. Alright, so before we go into the games, let me show you a few goodies that I have. And we're going to start with a Hori fight stick controller that I got for the Nintendo Switch in the Chun-Li design. I do have this one also as Ryu version for Nintendo Switch. This one I found loose and it cost me $65. It is originally the one that I actually wanted back then, but it took me a while to find it because I don't know, it was listed when I believe the 13th anniversary edition of Street Fighter was announced or released, and it was listed for a few days. It disappeared completely. I could never find it, not even on eBay. And so I decided to grab the Ryu one, which also looks good. And yeah, no, I found it on eBay, like I said, loose, but it cost me $65, and it's a pretty awesome price. I'm using those fight sticks to play my fighters on the Nintendo Switch or belt action games. You can even play Metroidvania games with the controller, and it's actually pretty fun. So yeah, you guys, in comparison, this is the Ryu controller. This is how it looks. By the way, you can use also this Hori controller from the, I think all the fight sticks controllers available for the Nintendo Switch. You can use this also for your PC. There's a button on the side, and you can use this also for your PC because the cable is there. You can plug it in on your USB and use it for PC. It's just like that. The medium punch and light punch on the mapping is kind of reversed, so you have to reconfigure it if you're playing all the fighting games. But yeah, this is the one that I had before. Then I got myself a stack of empty Steelbooks for the PS5. I'm usually not into Steelbooks, especially not during the PS3 or PS4 era. I don't know, I just never really cared for them. But now during the PS5 generation, I really got into them. So I grabbed myself empty Steelbooks, a good amount of them. And so yeah, let me show you what I got. The first one is the Steelbook from the collector's edition of Tekken 8, which has Kazuya on the front and Jin on the back. It's a pretty awesome steelbook. Like I said, it was included in the collector's edition, but I don't know, I just didn't feel the collector's edition, so didn't grab it. But I was looking to have the steelbook eventually. I do own the game digitally. Well, owning the game digital is always, weird to say these days, but I do have the game digital, and it is right now one of my favorite PlayStation 5 games at the moment. It just looks so good. It plays so well. The animations are so smooth. Absolutely amazing game. Best fighter game at the moment, in my opinion. Got myself the Spider-Man 2 Steelbook, also part of the collector's edition. This one was kind of messed up. The inner side of the plastic was out, so it's kind of like loose now because I put it inside again with a little force. I'm not sure if you can see, it's kind of like banked up here in the corner. I open it up, put the plastic inside and close it again, so it's kind of like inside a little bit loose, but it still looks pretty good. You cannot tell that it was banked up or anything. So yeah, the steelbook looks like this. Peter and Miles fighting against Venom. So it looks on the back. Next one, Resident Evil 4, one of my all-time favorite video games ever. The remake was so good. If you have never played it, you are missing out. I'm telling you, the game is so good. Street Fighter 6. I am not a big fan of Street Fighter 5, but I'm telling you, Street Fighter 6 is really awesome. I believe this is a pre-order steelbook. I really love the character designs. Except this guy here, he looks awful in the game, but everybody else looks pretty awesome. Dope fighting game. I think I just like Tekken 8 a little bit more, but this one is pretty awesome too. The Assassin's Creed Mirage, this was also a pre-order steelbook. How it looks on the inside. And the Assassin's Creed Valhalla pre-order steelbook. This one looks pretty awesome. I know I'm not gonna win any popularity contest saying this, but Assassin's Creed Valhalla has become one of my favorite games on the PS5. I have completed it 3 times. Once on the Xbox, 2 times on PlayStation. I've collected every single yellow dot on the map, on all maps, and people know how tedious it can be. But I'm telling you, the game is so fun. I really love it. And so yeah, first game is actually also a Steelbook edition. It is actually the gold edition of Space Marine 2. And it has really one of the coolest maybe the coolest Steelbook right now. I really like it when you're putting against the light, like the eyes are kind of like, you see it's kind of like shining. I don't know, it's just pretty awesome. Has the season pass and a skin inside. I think I played so far 8 hours. I must say I really love the game. It's a hack and slash shooter game, and it's a really amazing game. Something that I've noticed is if you're getting overrun by enemies, and trust me, you will, the performance drops down significantly because there's so many enemies on screen. But nonetheless, the game is amazing. Highly recommend it. I don't know much about the Warhammer lore. I have played a few Space Hulk games on the PS4, and I played the original Space Marine on Xbox 360, and I really liked that one. Too bad it was always considered as a Gears of War clone, or a cheap Gears of War clone. But I actually really liked the game back then. And speaking of, while playing this game, I've noticed, man, that I'm kind of craving for a new Gears of War game, ain't gonna lie. I've heard that Microsoft is currently right now working on a origin story game with Dom and Marcus, and people always saying, why are they going back now with the old characters? But I think this is probably the best thing they can do, going back to the roots, because this Kate is the chosen one storyline ruined it for me, so I don't know. Let's hope they're going back to the roots, because like Gears of War is just like probably the last straw that Xbox currently right now has, because I've heard Halo is about to become PlayStation game too, so I don't know, it's weird. So yeah, pretty awesome game. Do recommend it. From a testosterone bloodthirsty fully loaded game to something more chill, Wedge Spring R for the PS5. I grabbed this game because it gave me a lot of Italia vibes, and I believe that this game might be fun. I did not expect to play this game much, but I ended up becoming completely addicted with this game. So you play as this witch, which is called Pieberry, and she is living in a mysterious forest far away from humans, and surrounded by mysterious and all kind of stuff. One day she decides to pay humans a visit because she likes pies, and yes, it sounds crazy, but she likes pies, so she pays the humans a visit. Now humans are currently on a witch hunt, and they kill and capture witches on sight. There are friendly NPCs, and eventually over time you will figure out that there is like a resistance group that is gonna fight against the Pope, which is also the main reasonable for that witch hunt. So you're joining the cause, and this is how the story kind of progress. There are 3 reasons why the game has become so good for me. Like the first point is like it's just a small detail, but I really love the level up system in this game. So because you just don't fight and you level up and your stats rising up. I mean, it goes a little bit like this, but to really level up in this game, you have to spend training points. So you're fighting through the levels, you fill up a gouge on the side, and once full you can do like a training session, and you train, there's some really cool mini games as well. For example, you can train your physical attributes, and you're doing like push-ups, running, swimming, and this will rise your defense, your health points. Your melee attacks are getting stronger. You can do also mental training, you're meditating, or some magic training, so your magic spells become stronger and you have more magic points. You will learn later through the game some really cool and powerful magic spells. My favorite one is that meteor. You're creating this meteor attack that just like has like a little pulse, and then it explodes and it does a lot of damage, and you will need those powerful spells because later on you're gonna fight some hidden enemies. There's like a Godzilla looking one. The second is also you'll have some human NPC as party members in the game, but 80% of the game you're really fighting alone. So your party is actually beasts that you capture in the wild. Like you're doing some Pokemon mini game, you're reducing the health bar and you capture them with your mind control ability, and there you can summon them and they fight along with you. Another thing is that this game gives you a clear course where you have to go, what you have to do, and who you need to speak with, but there's so many side activities that the game doesn't point it out, so you have to figure it out for yourself. So you have to do exploration. You're gonna find some secrets, some hidden weapons, and all that stuff. And I'm telling you, it's pretty good. So highly recommend it. I ended up platinum this game. I spent over 40 hours. I did not expect this game to be so fun. I checked out the franchise, and apparently there are 4 games in total already out. It's just that they were released on phones, and this one is the first game remake now for consoles. And the second game I've heard is during the same events of the first game, but with a different witch. And the third game has been released on the Nintendo Switch already. So yeah, and the fourth game, I'm not sure. So I hope maybe they're gonna bring out another game, because like I said, this game was actually pretty fun. I did not expect this, but yeah, if you're looking for an RPG game, turn-based RPG game, give it a go. It's pretty fun. I really wish I could say the same thing of the next game, but this game got me totally disappointed, and that is Candle Knight. I was really looking forward to this game, but I am totally disappointed by this game. This game plays horrible, the controls are awful. I'm sorry, I wish I could say something more positive, but I can't, because this game, like I said, the design and the art style are amazing, and that is what got me into this game in the first place. But I'm telling you, when I held the controller in my hands and I was playing this game, I was like, oh my god, this will not end well. And I was playing for maximum 2 hours, and then I couldn't play anymore, because it is this weird hypersensitive with clunkiness combined, and it just feels really weird and awful. When you're like, the jumping is also off. Like, jumping in this game is like you jump, you're floating in air, and you're falling down like a stone. It's just like Peach in Super Mario World 2. I don't know, it's just, and the camera cannot catch up. So when you're jumping to a lower platform, for example, there's enemies already waiting for you, and they're attacking you, and the camera will follow up like not that fast, and it's just super weird. It has a very weird hitbox. There is this wall bouncing mechanic that should be actually pretty fun, but it just doesn't work out well, and it just looks awkward. It feels awkward, and I'm sorry. Like, I wish I could say more positive things about this game, because, but I can't, and I'm pretty sure that most of the YouTubers who did a review of this game, they might have gotten like a review copy or so, because like after playing this game, it feels like they are forcing themselves to like this game, because they're saying like, yeah, it plays a little bit clunky, but the art style is very good. No, being clunky is an understatement. Like, it just plays awful. And I bought the physical copy it cost me 40, and digitally it cost 20. If you want to give it a go, hey, be my guest, but a fair warning here, the gameplay is really, really bad. Disappointed, but yeah, unfortunately, I take it to the L. Next game is Dragon Age the Veilguard. I know the internet is either completely bashing the game or praising it non-stop. I think IGN gave it a 9 out of 10, which is like, it is just pure madness. Like, this game is not that good, trust me. It is also not that bad like people are saying. And yes, the game is woke. That is not even the biggest issue in this game. The biggest issue in this game is like, the story has been written so bad that nothing and no one is taking the events of this game somehow serious. And we're talking about two gods being unleashed in this world that wants to destroy the world. And so what I'm saying is, let me give you an example. During the progress of the story, something weird happened. Like, 2 dragons attacked 2 different towns, right? So from your companions. So you have to choose which hometown you're gonna save, right? So I picked one hometown, and I was going there with a party, and I was fighting, and the dragon flew over the town, that killed a bunch of people and left nothing but misery behind. And just when the game creates some very atmospheric moments like this, immediately it gets taken away by some Grinch MCU humor type of conversations. So what I'm saying is, I was exploring in this map, and all of a sudden one of my party members asked the other one, would you rather drink tea or eat grilled cheese for the rest of your life? Like, who comes up with this type of conversation? Like, this is completely out of place right now, and it happens all the time like this, you know. And your main character, I want him to be like more serious person, you know what I mean? Like the Bad Shepherd type of character, but he's always been in this. He's always this very over positive goofball. He's like I said, there's like non-stop humor. It's just like watching a cartoon from Nickelodeon, you know. It's just very weird. Also the character designs, the graphic looks good, don't get me wrong, but the character designs, they look like adults in teenager bodies for whatever reason. It's just like almost like chibi characters, you know. It's just weird. Like that the combat, people saying the combat is pretty good, but I must say that the combat is very bare bones, man. Like, yes, your companions have like 3 or 4 abilities, but it's almost the same. To give you an example, Harding's abilities, for example, shooting an arrow, or shooting 3 arrows, or shooting a powerful arrow, or giving you like a passive, you know, thing like healing yourself, or it's called adrenaline rush, and it gives you like for 10 seconds, you know, like a little boost. And this goes for every companion, and like it is really bad. If you play this game on hard, I'm telling you, it's super tedious and it's super tanky because you're doing no damage whatsoever. You have 3 attacks, your companion have 3 attacks with a minute cooldown, and the enemies have 3 attacks, and it's just like super boring. Like, seriously, like I said, the game is woke, yes, and there's a character in this game that is just nothing but that, you know. It is non-binary, and that's it. There's nothing else you know about the character, because that character is only talking about that, complaining about, you know, its mom, and that's it, nothing else. So it's kind of weird. And yeah, the fights against dragons, oh my god, this is so repetitive, it's so boring. So I don't want to spend so much time talking about this game, so I wouldn't recommend it. If I would review this game, I would say it's a 6 out of 10. Dragon Age the Veilguard. So yeah, I don't recommend it. But I guess I needed an RPG game, so that's why I grabbed it, which was kind of dumb, ain't gonna lie. Alright. So, I said in my previous video that I had a PlayStation 5 situation, meaning that my HDMI gave up, and during a time I couldn't play PlayStation 5 games. So 3 games that I picked up, they are still brand new, and I couldn't play them so far, but I will eventually soon, so because my PS5 works now. The first game is Iron Meat. Oh, this one is reflecting a lot. I'm not sure if you can see this because I have like this this protective box right now. It is a strictly limited release game. It's a run and gun game similar to Contra, and I actually wanted to have this game for the Nintendo Switch, but it was sold out, and you know, there was a few copies still left for the PS5, and I grabbed one, costed $35. I checked out the, you know, apparently the game costs right now $100 or so. So yeah, I'm not sure if I'm gonna open it up, this one, to be honest. But I don't know, I grabbed it for the PS5. I do have a few Metroidvania games, you know. So yeah, this one is right now in my collection. The collector's edition of Blasphemous 2. It is also still brand new and sealed. The first game is, I know Castlevania and Metroid define the genre, obviously that's why everybody's referring it as a Metroidvania game. But when it comes to modern era Metroidvania games, I believe Blasphemous is probably my favorite. Maybe because the game has a very Spanish charm, and I am Spanish. This game has probably the coolest collector's edition box. Like, this is how it looks. But it doesn't only look cool, it also has some really cool stuff inside, like an instruction manual. No, but it actually has some really cool stuff, like game guide. It has the soundtrack. The soundtrack of the first game was pretty good. It has a steelbook, which I think I like the standard case more because it has this as you know, cover art style, which looks pretty awesome. So yeah, like I said, it is still brand new because like I had you know, I had like 2 weeks where my PS5 was not running, so I only have it like this. Yeah, like I said, Blasphemous, if you're not into Metroidvania games but you wanna maybe check it out, I highly recommend to play Blasphemous. Amazing game. Blasphemous 2 is also available for the Nintendo Switch and the PS4. So I think PS4 does not have a physical release though, I believe. So yeah. And the second best Metroidvania game according to me is Dead Cells, and I got myself the Signature Edition, which I believe was not released in the US, only in Europe and Japan, I believe. So Dead Cells is, for me personally, Dead Cells was way harder than Blasphemous, because you know it's just way faster and you have to be sometimes locked in, you know, if you're progressing through the levels. But yeah, I wanted to have my favorite goats from the Metroidvania games at the moment, so I picked up both collector's edition. This one has actually reversible cover, you know, the Castlevania themed cover art, I guess a soundtrack, bunch of photos. So yeah, this one includes also the DLC Return to Castlevania. That's why there's like both themes together. So yep, forgot that I have this game pre-ordered, and I gave the game to a friend of mine who is currently right now playing, but I kept the pre-order bonus, which was another Steelbook. I forgot to mention this before, and that is the Silent Hill 2 Steelbook. This one is, you know, it's a reference to the Japanese cover art for the PlayStation 2 version that looked like this. And this, like I said, it is a pre-order bonus from my store. And the game has it right now, my friend, because we were talking about the game. He never played Silent Hill 2, the original on PlayStation 2, and my PS5 is currently, or was not running, so I gave it to him in the meantime. So yeah, so I got also myself a few fighters for the PlayStation 4, so let me show you. The first game is Kill la Kill If. I believe this is from an anime series. That's all I know. It was listed on Netflix and it was in my watch list, but it disappeared. I guess they have taken it out, Netflix. I'm surprised how good this game looks. Like, this game looks absolutely amazing. This is an anime arena fighter game, and with the Arc System Works design style, and it just looks absolutely amazing. They need to do more arena fighters, definitely. Like, I'm blown away how good this game looks. Absolutely amazing. I'm not sure if I should watch this show first before continuing with the game, because this game has also a story mode. But like, this game is like, wow, like, blew me away how good this game looks. I'm definitely gonna continue this game. It is an awesome game. So while everybody is playing Dragon Ball Sparking Zero, I am playing Jump Force. And I remember when this game came out, like, it got a lot of heat, you know, but mostly from YouTubers and reviewers, you know. Fans actually appreciated this game, and I must say that I do it too. And you know, this gameplay is pretty good. I'm surprised. Like, it's just like the 3D design of the characters I wasn't a big fan of, so kind of like hold me back to get this game. But you know, it's currently right now dirt cheap everywhere, and I decided to grab the copy of this game and play it. And I must say, this gameplay is pretty good. There's a story mode also, which is very interesting. Like, apparently Freezer comes into a multiverse thing and destroys cities and everything, and you know, the heroes are teaming up, and you create your own character. And yeah, I played a little bit, just like offline matches, and yeah, I must say it is actually a pretty fun game. Jump Force. Fighting EX Slayer. I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with the old Street Fighter EX fighting games, with, you know, it has like a 3D look, and the developers from those fighting games decide to do its own thing without the Street Fighter license, so which ended up in this EX fighting game that they have. And if you play the old Street Fighter EX games, you will feel familiar immediately, because they play one-on-one the same. They have the same animations. They don't have the Street Fighter license, so you're having like those bootleg Street Fighter characters, but design-wise I think they're doing an okay job. And it's just the only thing that I you will get you need time to adapt to that are the inputs, because you can do fireballs, you know, shoryukens, tatsu and all that stuff, but the inputs are different. You know, to do like a Hadouken, you have to press down forward punch, you know, and a tatsu is back kick, I believe. It was the inputs are kind of weird, so you don't do the emotions. I'm not sure if that might be also license problems, but you know, that is kind of. But the animation is one the same, you know, and you're doing almost the same combos even. So I do have the game digital, so I wanted to have the game physical as well in the collection, because physically the game was only released in Japan, and I grabbed it for the collection. Then I got 2 Mortal Kombat games. Mortal Kombat XL, which is, according to the community, probably the best Mortal Kombat game, and I've played them all, and yeah, maybe yes. I would say maybe yes. I think the last Mortal Kombat game on PlayStation 3 was also really fun, but maybe yes. You know, the story is just really good in Mortal Kombat X. I believe the design was really good. It just also feels really good. I played with Aaron Black the most. I remember Mortal Kombat X, and it was a pretty dope game. I sold my regular X copy of the game that I had on Xbox One, and so I'm glad that I could immediately find the XL version, because it's a dope game. And Mortal Kombat 11, I do own the copy of this game already, but it was like a bundle, so I got both. And Mortal Kombat 11, I bought this game day one, and I really enjoyed. Like, I think people didn't like the crypt, you know, like people saw the crypt as the type of you know, grind thing and money making things from, you know, Warner Brothers, but I actually really appreciate the crypt. I don't know, it just like it was really good. You know, you can unlock stuff without spending any money, and like the customization options in Mortal Kombat 11 are by far the best so far. It is just like Injustice 2, but just like far superior. Like, you can even create profiles with different movesets and everything. It's just really good. Like, I played for straight like 2 months, when later on I jumped into Samurai Shodown. It came out later, and I hopped over that game. But Mortal Kombat 11 was pretty good. I think the only thing that really made me drop the game was the fact that everybody was picking Sub-Zero, because he is the most OP character in the games. Everybody was picking Sub-Zero. You were only playing mostly against Sub-Zero. Like, my characters were Casey, Johnny Cage. I also picked Sonya, but like, she had like this really powerful string that got nerfed later. But yeah, like Mortal Kombat 11 was a pretty good game. I really like it. Alright guys, so that will be it. Those are my pickups for this episode. Let me know in the comment section what you think, and also make sure to like and subscribe for more collection of the videos. Thank you, bye. Ain't no ball like a basketball, 'cause a basketball